I don't got anything for this intro, do you?
Rock, paper, scissors!
Okay, dodging work. I'm totally down for this. Alright, go.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, motherfucker!
You're not even getting it the first time. Are you editing this out?
Maybe.
Fuck it, I'm editing the podcast from now on. Anyways, hi!
Welcome to Swaggalaggin, the show that nobody likes but continues anyway. I'm Lyle, he's Phil, and we are here to spread the word of Mormon God.
You know, we keep saying that. We haven't said one thing about the Mormons that, I think today's the day.
Mormons wear hats.
I can drink fake beer because Joseph will allow you to fuck multiple women, but God forbid you touch alcohol.
Me and my girlfriend were on this Christian apologetics site the other day for shits and grins, and we were looking at a list of religions that they consider to be cult groups, and evolution and Mormonism and some women's rights thing were all on there.
Women's rights, completely. That's an occult if I've ever heard one. Feminism.
Oh yes.
Is a horrible religion that should be abolished. Right up there with Scientology.
Scientology surprisingly was not on there, but atheism and abortion both were.
Wait, okay. You said that this was an occult, like occultism, or an occult itself?
You clicked onto the difference between religion and cult, and then there was a list of known cults.
Okay.
There were some. There was the farm, which was listed as farm, the, and there was there were some things that are actual cults, but then they had abortion and evolution and some women's rights thing and Wiccans or something.
Yeah, that's what kind of confused me. I was under the impression that they were saying that abortion as a whole isn't a cult.
The cult of abortion.
The fetuses come together in an unholy amalgam of just rotten baby flesh, and they're just against them. I almost said Mormons. Against the Christians every step of the way.
Yes, those aborted fetuses are a coalition against us.
Can you explain to me what a Christian apologetic site is?
A modernized interpretation of the Bible, so that it's oh no, you can do this even though God said you can't do this, or even though God didn't say you can do this, you can't do. I don't know. It's weird.
So where does the apology come into play?
I don't know. I actually don't know why it's called Christian apologetics.
I'm sorry you're Christian, but these are the things you're incapable of doing. And if you do, you're going straight to hell. Anyways, what was it? President Obama got inaugurated the other day, and my sister brought up a fine point. I think it was in 2004 when George Bush was inaugurated.
Yeah.
Everyone was giving him shit, right? Everyone was like, oh my god, it's like he's spending so much money on this inauguration ceremony. What are we going to do? People have no jobs. Meanwhile, years later, 2013, we're in the same exact situation, and everyone's wondering why, I guess Beyonce was there, and why the president is just so pimpin'. I think that as a collective, as a society, we've all just grown increasingly dumb, and we just given up.
We're just
we just don't even care anymore.
Fuck it, Beyonce can be there. I don't know.
I just don't. I'm fucking done with life. It was what was it? And then Tumblr was ablaze because Biden's wife was like, he's gonna have his hand on the Bible and his left hand on his copy of Game of Thrones, and everyone's like, these are our vice president and president. Oh my god, it was so cool. Have we literally dropped that far down into the societal hole?
Pretty much.
That we're just oh man, our president owns a Zune and watches Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. There
goes the gay vote. Sweet.
Yeah, I fucking Although we've always kind of been like that. I think it was... Fuck, who was it? I don't remember. It might have been Eisenhower. It might have been Roosevelt. Some president did like a televised thing during either World War II or the Cold War or something, and I don't know. We've always kind of been more into like celebritizing presidents and shit like that. Like if a president's like the kind of guy, oh, you sit down and have a beer with him, like I don't know, people remember them more favorably, except for Bush, because you know everyone hates Bush.
Because nobody likes monkeys. Oh, why was Obama in office? Oh,
racism joke!
Racism joke!
So,
we don't have tons of those.
So, on to a better news story, or not really better news, but on a lighter note, did you ever play the game Too Human?
Oh, God, I wish I did.
This will make you happy then. Did you know that, all the copies of Too Human, in circulation, by law, have to be recalled and then destroyed?
By law?
By law.
When did this start
Not
happening?
for the reason you'd think it would, because, you know, it was a fucking terrible game. But, I guess what happened is the publisher decided to, like, sue Epic for some reason, because they're like, oh, it's your fault that our game did bad. And Epic is like, you're selling games with a license for our, you know, Unreal Engine. So we're gonna go ahead and revoke that, and you're no longer allowed to sell your shitty fucking game. So now, by law, they have to, you know, recall and destroy all the remaining copies of Too Human in circulation.
That was one of those games that had the Duke Nukem Forever syndrome, where it was just like, it used to be a PS1 game that was gonna span 6 discs, then it was a GameCube game.
There's like a line between, a game being bad and a game being completely fucking unplayable. And that's one of the games that I've played that's like, I don't even know what is happening on the screen here. Like, that game was so fucking awful. I feel like this is like, it's like 5 years later when you tell, like, someone that they finally got the guy that murdered their brother, or, like, raped them when they were 6, and they're like, oh god, it's finally over. I feel like that's what this is. Like, too little, too late, but at least it gives us closure.
Too little, too late, too human.
Can I cut that
Speaking
out?
of things that are... Speaking of things that are out of circulation, THQ's gone.
They kind of got, like, dispersed. I read an article where it's like, who's buying what, and everybody, like...
Who bought Saints Row?
Pretty much all the properties have been, like, bought out by somebody.
Yeah, but who bought Saints Row?
I don't remember. I think it might have been Ubisoft.
What?
Don't quote me on that. I don't think it was. I know Ubisoft bought something. It might...
Ubisoft did buy something. You know who bought? I forgot Homefront was a thing. And then EA got their grubby little hands on it. We're gonna see at least 5 of those in the next year.
No one will buy them, but...
No one will buy them. And then, what was it? Everyone was the whole internet was ablaze because Darksiders 2 is officially just done.
Yeah, nobody bought Darksiders.
Nobody bought Vigil. Nobody fucking bought Vigil.
It's still out there. I'll buy it. $4.
No one's buying it.
I'll buy it from you.
I'll buy it for $5. $5.25.
$6.
$7. My final
$7.50. My final offer.
$7.75.
You said final offer! You dickhead! You liar! $8!
I give up. It's not worth it, man.
I have now the rights to all the Darksiders games.
I have the rights to shit. Anyways. So, what? I finally got Devil May Run Up on it, I guess.
That game is fucking brilliantly designed.
Ah, yeah, you say that. And then I got to a mission where there's a train on the upside down, and there's guides, and one of them's red, and because the weapon switching system is kind of fucking awkward, I died 3 times.
What the hell are you talking about? The weapon switching system is fucking perfect.
No,
You hold down right trigger or left trigger. It's like your adjective
No. When it's just the 2 weapons that you have, it's fine. When it's, if you want to switch to the Eric's gauntlets, God help you, because the fucking system will just keep doing the move you were doing beforehand. I don't know. It was still fun.
I don't know what
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is pretty shit.
It looked pretty shit.
Oh my god. It literally is just mash.
Dude, I hope to God that Phantom Pain is not Metal Gear Solid 5, man.
It is.
Is it? Is that confirmed, or is that like a rumor going around?
It's a prequel to Metal Gear Zero's, so maybe, who knows? People are saying that, like, Metal Gear Zero's is Big Boss, and then Metal Phantom Pain is the beginning of Solid Snake, so maybe it really is just like a remake of Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear, not even Metal Gear Solid.
But he has, like, no hand in Phantom Pain.
And no hand. I don't know who the fuck that is. Did Big Boss not have a fucking hand? I don't know anymore.
He didn't have an eye.
Metal Gear's fucking narrative is just all over the goddamn place now. It's like Kojima really doesn't give a shit. He really does not. His whole entire career is based off the notion that he's a complete and utter fucking asshole. And he can get away with whatever he wants.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid is just the whole game. It's like, I don't, there's like so much shit that like goes on but doesn't go on, that like doesn't matter to the actual like narrative of what's playing out, but then does matter at the end, and then it's like, oh.
Like Metal Gear Solid 4 nanomachines.
Like, I think every single Metal Gear Solid game, except for 3, I've been able to follow up until the very end, when all like those flashbacks and codec conversations and shit come to a head into something that Snake actually interacts with. And that's where I just completely lose touch with what the hell's going on.
And it's just like random flashes of Kojima saying, "Do you rack it? Do you rack it?" every fucking 5 seconds. That's what I feel like Metal Gear is.
Those games are pretty good though. Like, I will say I like them.
Everyone keeps telling me that 3 is the best. I couldn't play 3.
3 is definitely the best.
I have to go back and try it again, but it was I got to the Solotov part where it's like a red barn. It's like literally right before the Revolver Ocelot fight, and I was like, I'm bored. I'm really fucking bored. I don't want to play this game, so I just stopped.
Revolver Ocelot.
A man with a cowboy fetish.
What did you just fight? Like the pain?
No one. I didn't fight anyone. I'm telling you, you meet the
right.
Russian doctor.
You were right before the pain.
Was I? I was right before like the.
Yeah, you're right before the guy that fucking flips around and spits bees at you.
And just fucking bounces out of nowhere. Oh god, I couldn't fucking do it. It was just it's too slow for me, which is crazy because Metal Gear Solid 2, kind of slow paced too.
Wait, you got through 2, but you couldn't get through 3?
Exactly.
2's the worst one.
I know, exactly. That's exactly how I felt. Everyone keeps telling me Metal Gear Solid 3 is nothing but gameplay, and it's like, yeah, you say that, and I can't find a game in like that first 20 to 30 minutes, and I was like, I'll give it a fair shake sooner or later when I give half a fuck. Yeah. Did you know that Kojima was approached by UA Boll to get the license, and quote unquote UA Boll walked into the office, asked Kojima, quote unquote, Kojima stood up, looked him in the face, and said, "Get the fuck out of my office."
If that story is true, that is the best story ever.
It is. Like I said, Kojima's whole entire career is just based upon the notion that he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm just imagining Kojima, like, getting up, like, straightening his tie, hitting the button to call security, and just flipping Uwe Boll off. Like,
do you rank it? Just raping him in the back. He's a crazy motherfucker. When he made that game Snatcher, he had this really weird fucking idea where he wanted the game to, like, if the PC overheated the game disc, he wanted the PC to somehow shoot a dark liquid that smelled like blood.
What?
And I'm not even kidding you. He wanted it to have a liquid sprouted the disc to where it burns. It smells like blood, and everyone just kind of looked, and he's like, "Do you like it?" And everyone kind of looked at him like, "Kojima, fuck, you're crazy."
Say what you want about the guy, but he has some interesting ideas.
I wouldn't call it interesting so much as I would call it sociopathic.
It just smells like blood. It isn't actual blood. It isn't his actual blood.
It just cuts his wrist on
every disc have my blood on it. No,
it's my special marker.
He does a lot of cool, like, fourth wall stuff in Metal Gear Solid. Like, I mean, at the time, like the Psycho Mantis shit, where he reads your memory card, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is this shit you've been playing, Barbie Horse Adventure? Fuck you."
Battle Rapers XXX. Yeah, I figured. Fucking loser.
Always beg you for a fucking faggot, and you're like,
I don't want. So Uncharted multiplayer is coming to the Xbox.
What?
Tomb Raider.
Oh.
That's pretty much all the fuck it is.
I have not been following that game.
Neither have I. They got the weirdest fucking guy to do a advertisement segment for it. Who is it? That guy who plays Chuck? I think it's Chuck, the spy guy.
Oh. Why?
I don't fucking know. Ubisoft.
Speaking of Ubisoft getting people to play things, you know that the guy who voices Voss in Far Cry 3, Voss is actually modeled after him?
Yeah, is basically Voss.
That's actually fucking awesome.
I really wish more games did stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish games actually took a fucking second care.
Yeah, no, that Far Cry 3 was pretty fucking solid.
Yeah, it was a fun game. We've brought up, like, how many fucking times in the show?
Yeah, okay,
It's definitely, people should play it now. That's it. Stop fucking coming. If you haven't bought it yet, you're a faggot. First person sex scene. There you go.
Spec Ops The Line's still better.
Huh?
I said Spec Ops The Line's still better.
It's not even a game. It's an experience.
It's a work of art. Fuck you.
Let's talk about poor people and their piracy.
Piracy. Yeah, we've got requests to fucking talk about piracy.
By the way, this podcast so far has been the only episode we've had where it's actually had topics that we've gone and had an actual opinion on. This might be the worst episode yet.
Yeah, fuck this. We're not supposed to have coherence. You fucking pirate everything.
Yeah, pirate everything. Suck on the dick.
I don't know. Pirating, like, music and shit is kind of douchey. Unless it's, like, the band has, like, 400 albums and you're, like, just getting on the boat now and you're like, I know. But, I'd say one thing that really needs to get its shit together is fucking programs, dude. There is no reason why you shouldn't pirate programs right now. And that's a problem. They're the most fucking stupidly overpriced things in the world. And then if you get a new computer, or fucking build a new computer, which I've got in the background, they expect you to buy them again. It's like, pay $600 for something that you have to put in the license key for and then have this little thing in all the fucking time. Or you could just pirate it and have it work fucking perfectly forever. And it's free, and it doesn't cost 100 trillion zillion dollars.
Wait. Is Windows 7, you can't, like, move it to another computer?
Mm-mm. Same thing with, anything by Adobe.
The Adobe Flash?
No, you can't move Flash to another computer.
Are you fucking kidding?
Even if you legally pay for it, you can't move it to another computer. You only get, like, one product key and it, like, works on the computer. That's it.
God damn it, dude. All of it.
And programs are dick expensive, too.
How much was fucking Windows 8? And I heard Windows 8 doesn't even have, like, a,
I, like, downloaded a mod that made it look more like Windows 7, and it's still barely usable.
I think I just gave you another face. Son of a bitch.
Like, I don't care who the fuck you are. Windows 8 does not look good. It's like just solid square, like solid color, monotone squares with white text over them.
Kind of like how you look right now.
Huh?
You're literally right behind the thing. I can't. It looks like a little face with a nose.
But yeah, no, Windows 8 is fucking awful. And whoever had the idea for the design is like, it's, I don't know why. I cannot for the life of me fathom why.
I just feel like slowly, like I said earlier, everything in the world is slowly starting to become progressively worse because no one cares anymore. And it's gonna get to a point where we are approaching idiocracy status.
I just don't get like YouTube or Windows 8. Like, I can understand Macs and shit because at least their stupid, like, overly simplistic interface looks good. But Windows 8 and YouTube, it's like, Windows 8 is like this horrible, like, single color fucking squares everywhere, and it's like awful. And then YouTube is like, okay, let's shove everything to this side of the screen and then make everything really hard to get to in these fucking drop-down menus and make it really difficult to, like, find everybody's videos and shit like that. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. I hadn't even seen it. I've never had problems pirating programs. Maybe because I don't do it. I let everyone else do it for me. I'm a little girl. I've never once reformatted my own. I've never touched a computer.
Oh.
Never. I don't even know how I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, no, I used to buy programs, and I fucking spent like $500 on Adobe CS3, and it came with like Flash, Photoshop, and I don't even think it came with like a proper video editor. I think it might have come with not After Effects, but the other one, Premiere.
You know what pisses me off about programs is that when you pirate them, and they inherently always have that one little piece of code that takes out that one thing that you want in the program. It's like an anti-piracy thing, and most fucking programs are doing it now. It's like, oh yeah, you want this fucking thing, cool, you can have it if you pirate it. But the one thing like that makes it fucking work is not going to be there.
See, I've had the opposite experience, because I got a new computer, I couldn't put CS3 back on it, so I was like, fuck. So a friend of mine who pirated CS3,
a man who looks suspiciously like me and has a killer complexion, as it were.
The pirated version of Flash that I didn't have but saw somebody else have worked better and like had less issues than the version of it that I paid $500 for. And it was like, why would you even fucking do that? Like, why would you pay that much money to get like an inferior product? Like, that's why if you want people to not pirate something, like, offer something better in the service that you give for them buying it and make it, worth buying. That's why Steam sales still do so well, despite you being able to, like, pirate every single game on the PC, is because they make it cheap, they make it accessible. If you just log in from another computer, you can download it right there. There's no fucking product keys or whatever. It just always works on your Steam account, and it's convenient. So it's like, yeah, I'll spend $25 on a game I could get for free to use it on Steam, sure. It's just basic logic. Don't make it better to pirate your fucking product.
Yeah, that will happen. So, how long have we been going? 20 minutes?
25 minutes.
25 minutes? People have been, like, thinking that there's a conspiracy going on. Because if you notice, each and every one of our episodes goes down at least 5 to 10 minute lengths.
Yeah, that's actually just a coincidence.
Oh yeah, it's a complete coincidence. Lightning round!
Fuck off. So I went to the dentist the other day.
Did you feel a little prick in your mouth? Or was it a big one?
What? Shut up. So I went to the dentist the other day. There are, like, very few things in the world that legitimately scare me. But two things are going to the dentist and going to the doctor. I fucking hate it. Especially the dentist. I think the dentist is scarier because every single one of their tools looks like a fucking thing out of a horror movie.
You could kill someone with them, like, straight up. I don't know. I feel like with the dentist, it's always like, if they're gonna do extensive work, you always have that idea that they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, we'll put you under some sort of weird anesthesia and then rape you. But with the doctor, not only do you come in there and do they bring in the tools of destruction, but most of the time they'll just be like, oh, it doesn't even hurt, you'll be fine. It's completely... I remember that one time I had to get my foot sliced open because they thought something was in there, and they're like, oh shit, no, my bad. Totally sorry about that. I was like, I don't think I needed to go this far for a piece of glass, but thank you, ow.
Fucking, I don't know, the dentist is worse. I had to get a filling, and it's like, I could see everything that was going on in, like, the reflection in his glasses, and that was like, but, what was worse is I had to look at it, because my imagination is fucked up, and if I didn't, what I would be imagining, hearing, would have been like 20 times worse.
I can't imagine you being genuinely scared at something.
That's like well, no, I think the reason is I always just assume they're gonna fuck up, because any human being that I ever have to rely on for anything always fucks me over. So it's like, you know, I think it might come partially from that phobia, and then it's like, if they fuck up, then it's like, oh hey, sorry, we just drilled through your tooth and into the bottom of your skull.
I think your vision's now 10/20, if that's okay. You're got half C's, you're good.
Yeah.
Good to go. I've always been so much more afraid of the doctors. I remember when I was like a child, they had to hold me down. 7 people held me down to get a shot. And this wasn't just a shot, this was like a, fuck you, I'm a giant-ass needle. And I remember it so vividly just because all I hear is the fucking Charlie Brown Christmas theme song playing in the back and just me screaming. And I'm just like...
What the fuck? I'm just imagining your doctor, like, turns on the radio super loud and it's like... And he, like, takes off his shirt and fucking pulls out his needle and he's like, come over here, Phil. And you're like, no! No!
It's like the scene out of Reservoir Dogs. Stuck in the middle with you. And then I tell you that happened just 2 days ago when I was 22. Anyways.
God.
Oh, horrible childhood memories.
Yeah, no, the doctor's fucking scary, but not that scary. Surgeons are fucked up. Ear, nose, and throat doctors are pretty fucked up people. They're like, hey, I'm gonna put this tube into you, and I'm gonna fucking put this tube down your nose and through the back of your throat. It's like...
I think doctors in general, if you get some sort of doctorate, if you're going for that, the predisposition you must have is clinically fucking insane. You have to be slightly sociopathic.
You know, here's my theory, and I think this applies to doctors, dentists, and police, is they turn their fetish into their job.
Ooh.
That's my theory.
Ooh.
Is doctors, dentists, and policemen turn, you know, collectively, whatever body part, with dentists it would be teeth, and with police it's a power fetish. They turn it into their jobs. That's my theory.
I was about to say BBC, but alright.
Say what? BBC?
You know what that means on the porn sites, right?
Well, porn people obviously turn getting
black,
kicked into a job. Yeah, big
black.
I got you.
Yeah, because they hate black people. Yeah, I fucking hate the police. What was it?
Dude.
My friend was telling me a story about how there was a guy who got just robbed at gunpoint, and there was a station on campus, and he took 2 minutes to sit there and say, there was a station on campus. There was a station on campus. There was a station on campus. He got mugged at 3, or at 12. The cops got there at 3. There was a station on campus.
Yeah, here's the thing about police, is that, like, people are like, oh, why don't you like the police? They're here to protect you. No, they're not here to protect you. Their job is to uphold the law. And that's operating on a pretense that you agree with everything that's necessarily under the blanket term of the law. Now, here's what I say in response to that. Of the times you have seen a cop in your life, even if you're a law-abiding citizen, of the times you've seen a cop, how many times has it made you nervous versus how many times have you gone, oh yeah, I'm so glad there's a cop there? You know, you're driving down the street and you see a cop, you're immediately like, oh shit, am I going like 5 miles per hour over the speed limit? Okay, I'm right next to him. Don't make eye contact and like do something weird. It's always like, you know, it's you see a cop and you're like, how am I supposed to, if I walk past him, am I supposed to not acknowledge him? Am I supposed to like look at him and like offer like a friendly acknowledgement of existence? It's always an uncomfortable
Do I give him the head nod? Do I wave back and forth, to and fro? Don't arrest me.
Yeah, it's like, how many times have you, you know, encountered a cop where it's like, oh, they've helped me so much. I mean,
once. That's about it.
Yeah, even if it's like, oh, I'm calling the police because a murderer is going to get me. That's like one outside instance in your life where a cop has been something useful. You know?
And even then, the cops. There's a station on campus.
Did I
cops will get
did
there.
I tell you this or on this podcast, because I know people are like, you know, fucking, oh, he's told this story before, and they think I'm like turning into my grandpa telling the story of how fucking Bon Jovi used to live near his house. Like,
real quick, let me ask you people a question, and I want you to fully answer. If this is a podcast where we have proactively told you on several occasions that there is no, absolutely almost no, cognitive thought or pre-processed notions being put into this fucking podcast. You're literally watching two guys talk. Where in your little world is recycled content a thing? How is that possible?
Well, no, I don't want to fucking turn into my grandpa. Like, did I ever tell you the time when we were like, what is that noise? And it's like, oh, some loud kids, they call themselves Bon Jovi. Okay, so I've got to tell this then. So, I'm driving down the street, and it's like, you know, perfectly abiding the law, driving down this street in traffic. You know, I couldn't have been speeding, I couldn't have been doing anything suspicious. I was literally just driving down the street. And this cop fucking turns on his siren behind me and pulls me over. And I'm like, is there a problem, officer? Was I speeding or whatever? And he's like, you know why I'm pulling you over? And I'm like, no. And he's like, get out of the car. So I get out of the car. He searches me, puts me in the back of his police car, then takes my friend out of the car, who is the passenger.
Oh, you had
searches him and puts him in the back of the police car. He tells me that I'm being pulled over because my middle taillight is out. So he searches both of us, puts both of us in the back of the police car, and by the way, as he's searching me, he's like...
Touch your dick?
Oh, no, he's searching me, and he's like pulling out, like, I have like $6, like, loose in my pocket, and he's like going through them, he's like, there's nothing weird in here, is there? It's like, first of all, you're holding it in your fucking hand. If there was, it'd be pretty dumb to lie about it, and second, you can fucking see it. It's like 6 $1 bills. What could possibly be weird in there? It's like, there's nothing weird in there, is it? So he puts both me and my friend, who's just a passenger, in the back of his police car. Takes about 10 minutes searching my car. Looks up both of our license information in the police computer. Wasting about, like, this whole thing is like, it takes like an hour and a half. Meanwhile, I'm like, this guy's a fucking retard. He has nothing on me. So I'm like, there's like a truck full of girls going past us, like, holy shit, these guys are in the back of the police car. I'm like, you know, they like totally wanted the D. They were like, oh my god, he's such a bad boy. And I shit you not, they were actually like Like, that's not even an exaggeration. My friend is like, oh god, I'm gonna go to jail, because, I don't know, for like no reason, he's just freaking the fuck out because he's in the back of a police car, it's new to him.
I don't know, jail's kind of scary.
So, after like fucking 2 hours of wasting our goddamn time, this cop is like, okay, fine, just get that replaced right now. And it's like, what is your fucking problem, dude? A missing middle rear tail light.
Cops literally, I don't understand their point. Like, they literally have nothing to fucking do. And that's saying something, because how many fucking murders happen like every day, unabated, and no one gives a shit? Like, what are cops doing with their fucking time? How does this work? I want to be a cop just to figure out like what it is they do. I think literally that whole notion of them in every movie just sitting there and staring out in the fucking darkness for like ungodly amounts of time. That's pretty much what I think it is.
Dude, this cop wanted to find drugs so fucking bad.
Well, it's Cali. That's kind of par for the fucking course, don't you think? Like here,
even if
literally
he fucking,
all
dude,
it is.
even if he found drugs, even if he found weed in my car, which there wasn't any, it's fucking Cali. There's like a 99% chance that I have a medical license for it anyway. And even if he did find it, it's like a $25 ticket here, dude. It's not that fucking bad.
Oh, it's not. It got decriminalized?
It's not decriminalized. You can't have it in public. And even if you do, like, even if you have no license for it.
We go straight to jail.
You don't go to jail here. It's like a $25 ticket.
We go straight to jail for holding. That sucks dick.
Yeah, no.
That's definitely decriminalized then.
But that's my case against fucking cops, is it's like 99% of the time when they're there, they make you uncomfortable. You don't want them to be there.
They just ruin my parties, that's about it.
Yeah.
I hate them. But anyways, on to things that should be funnier and not inciting rage amongst the common folk.
Lightning round! Lightning round! Lightning round! How do you guys sleep at night? With your sister.
Crying. Alone. With your sister? What do you guys think about the French invasion of Mali? The French are doing what?
The French invasion of what?
Alright, hold on. I'll have a response for this. I just need to go get the charger real quick. French people are gay. You can just leave that nothing.
People are complaining that it's fucking too short. Might as well just leave a bunch of shit in there.
Lyle, can I buy Phil and force him to run on a treadmill 24/7? Oh.
Am I entitled to sell you?
I wasn't aware this was a thing we could do. That you could do.
I would have fucking sold you 10 times over if I would have known I could. How many Chinese people do you own? Hey, that is offensive. The term is Chineses.
And 15. Tits or ass?
Tits.
Ass.
Fag. How often do you think about 69ing each other? Is this directed to, like, us as a collective, or are we supposed to, like, take the average of how much each of us thinks about 69ing the other, or...
At least twice a day. 3 times if I'm feeling frisky.
Yeah. I mean, not from, like, oh, I wanted to. Just, you know, from purely platonic curiosity standpoint.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah. Not gay. It's not gay. We're just like, you know, what if we were to 69? Not, I want a 69. It's just like, if we were to 69, like, you think Phil would cut the balls? You think Phil would start, like, you know, licking out the scrot? Maybe pull one of my hairs out with his teeth?
I think we should stop hanging out. Would you let Leonardo DiCaprio take a shit in your chest? Only if he wins an Oscar.
Depends on what he ate that morning.
Not an Oscar.
I'd let him shit an Oscar onto my chest.
I'd do it
if it was addressed to me, yeah.
Not for him. It's actually Dakota Fanning. He just ate it because he's so mad.
Wait.
How could you improve your podcast using only a sledgehammer and 16 ducks? Tasers are also allowed.
How could I not improve the podcast with that? We needed like a duck, sledgehammer, and taser budget.
We attach the sledgehammers to the ducks' necks, and at the end of the sledgehammer, but it has to be small enough of the sledgehammer to where it's big enough to where it makes the neck go down, but like small enough to where it can actually fit in a duck. And then we'll attach a taser at the end of it, so whenever their neck goes down, they tase themselves.
Yeah, and then fight each other to the death with it.
And then fight each other like that.
It will be called the Mallard Sledge.
Mallard?
Kind of duck, Phil. Keep up.
I'm not a duckophile!
It's like the most common duck! What's your favorite mental disorder? I've always been a pretty big fan of Tourette's. Cerebral palsy's pretty cool.
I know it's a really strange thing to bring up, but what does jacking off with cerebral palsy feel like?
Is there any way to give yourself cerebral palsy? Because I kind of want to try it.
Yeah, that duck sledgehammer taser thing.
Have you ever jacked off to something just to see if you could?
You know what? I actually haven't. I'll be honest, I haven't.
Are you kidding?
When I've always been just business.
You just go in and it's like, okay, business as usual. Just get this one out. No, I do that all the fucking time. Like, I'll look up some weird ass fetish porn and I'm like, I wonder if I can. I wonder if I can get into this.
Wait. I'm not sure I want to say that.
Do it.
The tentacle stuff. I can't.
I've tried a few and I can't. Like,
I can't.
There are some I can. Like, usually if it's at least intimate, I can kind of get into the mindset of it, but there are some that are just like, it's just like, why would you find this sexual at all?
Have you seen cake farts?
Yeah, I have seen cake farts, and no, I can't. But the one dangerous thing with that is sometimes you'll start looking up a bunch of other shit, and then it just ends up like you're doing like casual web browsing with your dick in your hand and you don't even notice. You just end up like watching regular ass YouTube videos and you're like, huh. And you just got like this like kind of like the spit in your hand has since gone cold and you're just sort of like aimlessly rubbing yourself with like this awkward half erection as you're doing your regular web browsing.
Terrible.
I know, right?
Yeah. Very true.
And then like 3 hours later, you're starting to get blue balls, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I better, yeah, okay, go back to
this
normal
is
shit."
Getting a little
Okay,
too close. This is getting a little too close to home.
Yeah, because it's usually from outside your window. But
there's actually a fucking guy who's gotten kicked in the balls so hard that his balls and his scrope are essentially brass. He's literally, it's like that whole idea of micro fractures in your bones. If you break like little parts of your bone long enough, the bone will grow back to be 10 times stronger. Your balls do the same exact thing. But
wait, seriously? So this guy could use like his ball sack as a blackjack and just...
Yes. Like he got kicked in the balls with like 200 miles per hour of force. Or something to that nature.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't...
So this guy's like, okay, run 200 miles per hour and kick me in the balls. And someone else is just like,
no.
Fuck you, that's impossible.
Okay, maybe 200 is pushing it, but it was at least within the 80 to 120 range. It was some sort of professional soccer player. And he got
fuck you. Nobody can run 80 miles per hour. You'd have to like ride in the side of a car with your fucking foot out and like kick him on the way by.
Jackass. I'm not saying he ran. I'm saying he kicked him with that force. That's the amount of force. That's how they. That's how they determine.
All right, that
you're
makes
an
more
ass.
sense. I was thinking like, yeah, you know what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, I know what you were thinking.
So. What you're saying is we both need to start training our ball sacks so that we can be testicle superheroes?
Mildly racist testicle superheroes from the netherworld in the future who are dead.
Who's dead now?
We are. Oh, this is bad. I need to figure out if I've seen another dude's penis.